Ladies and gentlemen,
let's rock.
This is FanStream Sports.
Can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Yes! Here we go!
I guess I want to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about my pants.
Oh, yeah. Welcome into the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show. That show that you've chosen to download or just view or whatever the hell you're doing with us right now. We appreciate you being here. I am your host, Colby Sapp, along with my cohort. That's an actual term that I just used. One IndyCar Tim.
I've been called a lot worse than a cohort today by you.
Yes. No, actually, there's been a few things that
might be the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
All right, because it involves that I am okay with you being in the same room with me, even though we're
But I'm not.
Even though we're not.
I am Colby's cohort.
That's right. So we've got an interesting show to get to today, as we're going to do a lot of Rangers talk, a lot of Cowboys talk. That's coming up in the next segment after What Day Is It, when Tim shines as he tells us about all the things he's found about what this Valentine's Day is. By the way, happy Valentine's to all you that celebrate it, and then to all you that solo bait it.
Colby, it's Valentine's Hump Day.
It is Valentine's.
You should get double humped.
Yeah, I mean, if that's a thing that you can do, and maybe you can if you've found out the magic that is fruit roll-ups, maybe one of those guys that can now do that as well. And if you missed that conversation, just download a previous podcast. I'm sure it'll be labeled fruit roll-up talk.
It should be.
Good, bad, and ugly. I've got a mystery shotgun. We have had an announcement with the Fantastic Four and also a couple other things going on, and we may end up with a baby fight on Deadpool 3.
Colby, I'm more intrigued with the baby uterus fight than any of this.
So there's a thing that could actually happen on a movie screen. I'm not sure. They've already filmed it if it did, and I also don't know how they talk the babies into, coordinating their fight.
How do you hire them?
I don't know. While they're in the womb.
How do you interview that?
So there's that. We do have another sports segment as we go over the best and worst quarterbacks from each and every NFL team. That's in their history. And news and notes. That'll top off or end up the show, round off the show. How about that?
I used to be able to do round-offs when I was in tumbling, Colby.
The strange facts keep getting uttered here on this Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim show, like the true vision it would be for Tim in his now Tim body trying to tumble.
It wasn't this Tim body. It was the previous Tim body. Dude, I took tumbling and trampoline up until 4th grade.
That was a class?
No, it was extracurricular. It was at the rec center. Your parents had to sign you up for it. It was in the summer. I took trampoline and tumbling classes, Colby.
Tumbling classes.
I was supposed to be an Olympic gymnast.
Gymnast.
But I didn't have the body for it. And I had a penis.
That Tim body just showed up.
And then by 6th grade, I discovered girls, and they discovered me back.
Which is still a mystery to me.
Me too. How did that happen?
Still a mystery.
Because I'm a catch.
Apparently so. Just don't understand it. Don't
question it.
You know what? I said this in the pre-show meeting, and thank God the pre-show meeting isn't something that we air. Holy crap!
Should be.
Of us. No, for both of us.
For both of us.
Mainly you, but for
You're
both
right.
of us.
We'd both be screwed right now.
As things have been talked about and ballied about up here at the FanStream Sports Studios, but yeah, man.
All the dirty laundry.
I said we should go ahead and just take whatever Tim pheromones are happening and just use it on other people that don't look like they should be catching women,
right?
So that they can catch women. Because I don't know.
Well, I don't know that I want to share this superpower.
You know how much money we could make off a pheromone that actually worked?
Do we not have enough money already?
No.
Oh, you're right. That was a stupid thing to say.
No, we do not. We are not. We are not in the
I
league.
should be selling my pheromones.
You should be.
What would we call my pheromones? We can't just call them Tim Pheromones
No.
with 2 M's.
No.
It's terrible marketing.
That'd be terrible marketing. What we should call the you know what? Just label them the pheromones for the hormones.
Free sex?
Yes.
Like, I feel like that would probably sell. If you saw a bottle of something that just said a little tiny, like perfume spray bottle on the shelf at Eckerd Drugs.
Eckerd's.
Well, Eckerd's doesn't live anymore, right? So
Yeah,
CVS?
CVS. Yeah.
Or Walgreens?
Uh-huh.
Or TG&Y? And it just said free sex?
Right.
And you just have to spray it a couple times, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you can
I'd try it.
you can put up with the idea that you now smell like another human being.
If it gets you laid, do you care?
No, you don't, because many men have put on many different clones that they thought would do this and pull off this trick that they didn't like.
Because we're not the first ones to come up with this.
No, pheromones are a thing that they try and sell all over the place.
Sex Panther.
Yeah, it's made with a 10% panther.
67% of the time it works every time.
That's right. So yeah, we do have a lot of stuff. You know what? I experienced something before Monday's show that I didn't get into in the intro, and I now have to address this. As I went to our restroom, which is just, it's a shared restroom with the rest of the floor, basically, is what's going on.
And we're the only one that care about it, though.
Yeah. And as I walked in, I walked in to just wash out the coffee pot was my whole goal.
Wait, you do that?
We don't have I
don't know you did that.
swish it a little bit,
Okay.
not to get the stuff off it, just to get any, coffee grounds that are still in there.
All right.
Right? You don't want to ruin your flavor.
No.
So anyway, I'm in there doing this, and on the toilet in the stall is another human being.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because they had verbal skills and all that other stuff. And you know how I know they had verbal skills? Because they were mid-grunt on the phone.
No.
Talking, and it was speakerphone, so I could hear the other point of the conversation.
Well, it's Valentine's Day.
Well, this was Monday.
Oh, that's right. It was Valentine's week.
Yeah, this was Monday. And I have to say, man, is
You don't toilet talk?
Is that the ultimate expression of I'm so busy
That you have to toilet talk.
that you have to now, like, your toilet time is also involved in getting stuff done?
Okay.
By the way, the lady that was on the phone seemed like she didn't care.
Oh, it's speakerphone.
It was speakerphone. It's like, how can you? First of all, anytime anyone's like, in the bathroom, it's got a different sound to it.
There's a little bit of an echo, right? Like,
Right. And so anytime that I've heard somebody pick up the phone and be like, yellow, and it goes, yellow. I'm like, dude,
About to spit out my vodka just now.
I'll call you back. There's no way that I'm on the phone, because I feel like when you're on the phone with somebody, and I do not do speakerphone because I am not that jackass.
I do speakerphone when I'm alone, just because
I don't even
speakerphone.
I don't even do that there.
All right.
I just hold the phone up to my ear.
Sometimes I put the phone by my butt.
Yeah, well, that's for whoever you're talking to from whatever bar you've met them at.
Colby knows my MO.
Yeah. So, but I feel like if you're wherever you're at, you're now also like with that person, right?
Yeah.
Because you're talking. So, you're in the car. Well, now they're kind of in the car with you or whatever. You're on the can grunting out a Twix bar
Or Snickers.
They're with you now. In that moment, nobody needs to be with me while I'm doing that thing. And I don't want to be with somebody while I'm doing that particular thing.
Okay,
So-
Colby, wait.
What?
This begs the question as I interrupt your story, because this is valuable information for the listeners. Have you ever done that deed, the dirtiest of all human deeds, in a stall, restroom, one-hole, or whatever, with someone else in that stall or one-holer?
No.
Not even a wife or a...
No.
mean, kids don't count when they're little because you got to do that sometimes. But
No.
not a wife, girlfriend, stranger, hitchhiker.
Mm-mm.
I have.
I almost didn't ask about that.
Just because you expected.
Just because I part of me didn't want to know. No, that during In fact, if now like in a public stall or whatever, and there's people, I don't care. In other stalls, gotta go. That's fine.
Right.
That's how they were designed to be. Cool. But no, Somebody starts to try and or it's like, oh well, I'll just go in there with you. No, you're not. No, I don't need help. I've done this since I was, 2, 3 years old? I've been able to pull this off by myself.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you've done it since you were born.
Yeah, but...
You didn't poop till you were 2?
No, I'm in a stall.
Oh, okay, by
without
yourself.
any assistance cleaning up or anything like that.
Wait, at 2? Wow, you should have been my kid. I still help my kids. They're like teenagers now.
I don't know. You know what? I don't remember what year I broke potty training and wearing a diaper. I was just coming up with an age.
Can we get Elaine on the phone to help us with that?
To your detriment. Sure.
We'd like to talk about Colby's potty training.
She will for a second and then go into a prayer or a song.
It's fine.
It'd be great.
It's fine.
In this particular segment with the thank you, Jesus, amen.
Well, he's responsible.
So there you go. Hey,
you think Jesus ever went potty in the presence of another?
I don't know how things worked back then. Well, he's
weird. So they had like outhouses, right? I mean, I'm guessing. They
I'm
dug holes.
I'm sure that the idea it was to find some place. Oh dear, my phone.
You're getting the replay right here live.
Yeah, I'm sure there was some kind of sense of, hey, I probably need to go do this somewhere else.
Not in front of people.
Type of
I
situation.
don't think it took until Jesus' time for humans to figure that out.
No.
Like, I'm pretty sure they knew.
No, I'm thinking they're like, oh, hey, this is the breakfast nook, and here's the poopy place, right.
Is that what they called it?
Yes,
Poopy place.
the poopy place.
What kind of toilet paper do you think they had back then?
It's the reason why you didn't shake with that other hand, right? Because one hand was for cleaning yourself, and the other hand was for shaking.
I mean, they had running water and stuff, but not toilets.
You know what? I had to pause for a second, and I shouldn't have paused at the moment where I was like, yeah, Jesus' time didn't have toilets, running water toilets. Yeah, no, it didn't.
Huh.
That's a thing. So,
I need to do some historical research, Colby.
on the toilet,
Just on Jesus' time in general.
that's normally when I do my research.
On the toilet?
Yeah.
If I send you some video documentaries to watch, will you watch them while you're on the toilet?
No, because documentary, sir.
Oh, they're the best when you're on the toilet.
I don't want.
Or when you're constipated in general.
I don't.
Sometimes they'll clear you up.
Last thing I need is to be bored and on the toilet.
Your legs fall asleep, and then you try to stand up,
Yeah. that's
bash your head on the wall,
all those things.
or on the person next to you that's in there and you don't even know.
You know what? In every drunken stupor I've ever been in, I've still managed to make it to the toilet on my own, close the door, whatever. No, you don't need to come in there with me.
Oh my God, I have so many horror stories.
I've never in all of my I don't know where I am. I don't know whose pants these are. Type of drunken stupors. I've pulled off the toilet thing by myself. So anyway, the story is just stop using the phone in the toilet to talk to people.
Yeah, and don't
It's dumb.
poop in front of people.
Yeah,
Or don't poop in front of Jesus either. If you have a cross hanging in your bathroom, that is inappropriate. I'm just telling you as a not Catholic, don't poop in front of a cross. I feel like that's disrespectful.
I think it'd be okay.
Why?
I just think it'd be okay.
Okay, well, I disagree.
You know what?
Poop in front of a cross.
On that whole note, it's probably improper to have pictures of your family staring at you while you're doing your thing too. That's
Especially on the back of the toilet, literally feet away from the
Right.
dongness.
From the crap and spackle.
And it's,
Man, I don't know how and why we're here. I'm trying to get us on to something else, and Tim just keeps dragging us back into the ditch that we're in.
it's my job, man.
It's 15 minutes into this thing.
Are we supposed to be somewhere else by now?
Hey, Tim.
Hey, Colby.
What day is it today?
You got to go poop?
No, I'm good.
Colby, I'm glad you asked me. It is Wednesday, February 14th, which means it is not just Hump Day, it is Hump Day Valentine's Day.
Right.
So all of you people out there celebrating Valentine's Day, take this moment. It's 7:16 p.m. Central Time to just stop what you're doing wherever you are and just hump the person next to you. Thankfully, Colby and I are in separate rooms.
Also,
So
yeah.
I'll be humping myself, as I have been prone to do on
known to do.
Valentine's Days, especially. Because I'm so alone, Colby.
Right.
So alone in this world. No one cares.
He's definitely at the control stick of the Millennium Falcon as he's Han Solo right now.
Hand Solo. As even though my pheromones might be potent, apparently I'm not. Colby, it is. I don't know what that means. Don't care what that means. We already talked about Valentine's Day. How about Congenital Heart Defect Awareness Day? Is that something we need to talk about?
I mean, I don't know, but my brain thought that Valentine's Day was also Congenital Herpes Day. And I was like, really?
I mean, you can get it.
A venereal disease. Valentine's Day. VD.
VD, right?
I mean, why not?
I kind of like that.
Why not?
I think that's what we're going to start calling it.
Casually sexting. All right, then.
It is also Gold Heart Day. You're going to have a lot of heart-themed days today.
Okay.
Gold Heart Day is we raise awareness and funds for the disabled and disadvantaged so that they can have equal opportunities. So if you're having that day on Valentine's Day concurrently, are we trying to let the disabled people help the disabled people have sex? Is that what the day is about?
I mean, sure.
Okay, well, I volunteer as tribute.
I don't think that's what they need.
Oh, there any volunteers?
No.
Oh. Okay, well, then I'm misunderstanding the day. How about National Have a Heart Day?
Okay.
And I don't think it means that 80s song. Have a heart. I forgot who that was. Was that Bonnie Raitt? Might have been Bonnie Raitt. You didn't even know who Bonnie Raitt is, Colby?
Yeah, she's that one lady that had that one poof of gray hair
In the red.
and the rest of her poofiness on her head.
I will tell you, there is nothing sexier than a gray poof in the red poof. Does that make sense?
I'm going to take your word for it.
Does that even make sense, what I just said?
A lot of poofing going on.
Colby, well, that's what Valentine's Day is all about.
Just poofing.
Colby, how about Okay, if you know who this person is, I might give you $20.
Okay.
Because I don't know how much learning you had in Athens, especially when it came to famous slaves.
All right.
But today is National Frederick Douglass Day.
I will tell you, I have heard of this name. As far as what Frederick Douglass did, that file looks to be empty in my brain.
So you've heard of him, but you have no idea what he did
Right.
to be famous. Well, he escaped slavery in the South and became a very prominent politician in the North.
Okay.
So he was able to escape through his wife, who was free. He was not. They were able to finagle the system and get him to the North, where they were married in the North. They were just boyfriend, girlfriend back then. And then he's one of the most, dude, I mean, if you, again, you don't do this, but reading through history and the things, he was one of the most intelligent men I've ever read about in history.
Gotcha.
And he became a free man and went into politics. Dude, just amazing what he accomplished outside of slavery. So there you go. It is also International Book Giving Day. So give someone a book, Colby.
I mean, yeah, let them read.
I mean, can we give a book about sexual positions because it's Valentine's Day?
Man, there's so many things that I have in news and notes that revolve around the weirdness that's happening with Valentine's Day that You know, the sex book is actually like low tier compared to what's going on right now on the internet. So.
Wow. Can't wait for that in the last segment. Y'all hang in for that through all this debauchery. Colby, speaking of unintelligentness.
Okay.
And things that probably shouldn't have ever happened in history, where the world might be a better place if it wouldn't have happened. It is National League of Women's Voters Day. Like, why do they get to vote?
You know, as far as them voting,
Yeah, what do they ever do?
I am totally fine with it. But I also stand.
Like, I qualified that.
I also stand in the area of if I was a chick back then, I'd been like, no, shut up, right?
You'd have started the movement.
I would have started the movement of, hey, everybody else, shut up. Right now, what we've got to do is hang out at the house, and then once the husband leaves, we just do our own. We don't got to do. I mean, we got to handle the house, which that's a job in itself. But that's all we have to do, right? I would have been the person that would have been. No, wait, you're having us do more shit.
Do my laundry, then go vote.
Right.
So, Colby, if I asked you,
I'm not a person that likes people to add on to my to-do list. So I think I would have been in the hey,
we don't need to do this.
Stop it. We're good.
Okay, just washing clothes and cooking meals.
We own the world by just being here and having a vagina.
We got some vaginas. Colby, if I asked you, Mr. I Hate History, what year did women obtain the right to vote in the United States?
And I'm supposed to have the answer to that?
Do you just give me your best shot? Hit me with your best shot. Pat Benatar.
I don't know. 42.
1942. So during World War II,
Sure.
women obtained the right to vote. Do you remember which amendment it might have been on the Constitution? Of course you're not going to. I'm just asking you shit now, right? That you're whatever. Not trying to make Colby look stupid. I'm trying to make everybody else that doesn't know look stupid. Colby, women obtained the right to vote via the 16th Amendment to our U.S. Constitution in 1920.
Okay. All right. So I was a full-grown person off.
And I have asked people this before, like my kids who have already been through school and should know things. And they're like, 1850.
No.
Go back to school right now. You're all grounded. So happy Women Voters Day, even though, I mean, should they?
I mean, now, yeah, since everything's all supposed to be
Equal
fair
rights.
and equal for everyone which actually I'm totally cool with, man.
Colby, a day that
spread the need for your information out there.
Colby, it's a day that I celebrate frequently and often, not just on February 14th. With several women in my life, on and off.
Okay.
Those who have forgotten about me, those that are just now meeting me, some of those in between. I'm a man filled with love, and all I want to do is love someone. Today is National Madly in Love with Me Day. Not even joking.
Okay, you didn't.
Not even joking.
They didn't need to add that part in, right? That you have Valentine's Day. You didn't need to make. No, wait. We have to have a separate category on the same day. That was by National Madly in Love. No, it's just.
I feel like we could rename that National Madly in Love with Tim with two M's Day.
No, we could because you know what I hear when I hear somebody admit to being madly in love with somebody, like I immediately, my brain goes to that one psychotic girl that just will not leave you alone. It goes to that person.
Okay, that's not madly in love. That's psychotically in love.
Right, which is on the same, like, mad is like the polite way of saying you're psycho.
That's true.
You've gone mad.
I don't think that's the
You've lost your
spirit
mind.
of the holiday, though. Colby, it is National Black Literacy Day.
All right.
On Valentine's Day.
I mean,
can we teach all the black people who don't know how to read on Valentine? We don't have time on Valentine's Day. We're doing other things.
You know what? It's just it's an awareness thing. Hey, everybody stand up, right? And by the way, just go anywhere to where there's you get a group of people, no matter what color, no matter what, you're going to find some of them in there that can't read.
Dude, that is way more often than you think. You should watch more documentaries.
I shouldn't.
Colby, National Boone Day. Not Aaron Boone. Not Brett Boone. Anyone with the first name Boone.
Okay, I was like, no, wait. We're celebrating Boones.
Boone's Far.
I just needed to know what, I mean, you need to finish Boones with something, right? It just can't be Boone.
It's National Boone Day.
It just can't be Boone.
Not Boondocks.
Boondocks, Boone's Farms,
I got one better. And I once almost made a girl that I knew break up with a dude because this was his name.
Oh, dear.
And no, it wasn't a girl that I went out with. It was one of my friends that was my age, very much younger sister, who started dating, and they got engaged to a guy with this name. And I almost convinced her
It's not worth it?
that because this is his name, he's going to cheat on you. He's going to be a terrible partner. You should not be with this guy. And I beat her down over the course of a couple of weeks after they got engaged. She was this close to calling it off. Colby, that name it's National Chance Day. No one should be named Chance.
Okay, I've ran across a few chances in my life, and there was nothing ever wrong with that particular person.
Chance is the soccer of names. It's not a name.
Chance is the soccer of...
Soccer's not a sport. Chance isn't a name. Just telling you right now.
So you've got a thing against people named Chance.
Yeah, it's not a name. Get a real name. Use a name. Use a different name.
I mean, it is a real name.
It's not.
People really with that name, so it is a real name.
Disagree. And she almost broke up with him because of this.
All right, we'll have to have backstory at some point. I don't know if we have time for it now, but we will end up with a backstory of why Tim hates the name Chance. It has to be some dude named Chance that spun him the wrong way. It can't just be...
No, I've only known one, and it was this guy. I didn't really know him. I just thought, no, just know you. I won't say her name because she's probably listening. No, don't.
She's
It's
still
terrible.
Is she still married to Chance?
They split up. Because that was about 10 years ago. They didn't make it 10 years, Colby.
Okay.
So I was right.
Well, I mean, kind of.
But I think, wait, why they didn't make it 10 years? She found out he was gay. She caught him in bed with a dude about 5 years in. I said, so you took the wrong chance, didn't you? You. That didn't make it better.
No. Of course,
Oh, my God.
your pun of his name was all right. I think I would have went with, as soon as I found out, just been like, what was the chances of that?
I think they're all good. Colby, it's National Christine Day.
The car that kills people?
I don't think it's the car. It's not
Okay.
the Stephen King. I think it's the name
Christine.
that the car was named after.
Right.
Have you ever known a hot Christine?
It's usually Christina, right?
Yeah, if you're hot, you're Christina.
But I don't know. I don't think I've ever known a Christine.
Except the car.
Yeah.
Colby, it is National, because of course it is, National Cream-Filled Chocolate Day.
Should be. Yeah.
You going to take a chance on that?
You know what? The mystery box of chocolates, it's like you're not sure. Like you lost the things that labeled whatever they were.
I love doing that.
It was actually one of those things where it's like you're trying to tell what smushy insides were, because the ones with nut inside of it was, you could tell that. But Yeah, the ones that were just whatever. It could be the red squishy. It could be the pink squishy. It could be, coconut.
You never know.
You're not sure until you eat. And if you're like me and it doesn't really, fucking matter, then you're fine. But if you're one of those people that was like, oh, no, if I don't want to get the coconut. It was like the first food roulette you were ever a part of.
And I don't know if this is related to National Cream-Filled Chocolate Day or Valentine's Day, but it's also National Organ Donor Day.
Well,
Cream-filled organs.
we've all been there.
Have we? You've had cream-filled organs?
Tim.
Hashtag butt stuff.
Yeah.
I might need another fireball. Colby, it's National Football Hangover Day.
When does the USXFL start? Isn't it next week or something?
No, I believe it's middle of March.
All right, then.
We'll be covering a lot of that because we've got connections, yo. Colby, it's National Pet Theft Awareness Day.
Don't steal somebody else's pet.
Or how do we know it's not if your pet's stealing from you?
Well, I mean, if the pet, whatever the pet takes out of the house, is not going to take it very far.
No, it's probably his anyway, right?
Yeah. Or it's now his.
It is now.
Right.
Finders keepers, yo. It is National Read to Your Child Day. There's zero chance of that happening.
Oh, no, I used to do that.
No, I used to, but now that they're like 15 and 17 and 13 and in their 20s, I'm not.
Now they can read on their own.
Hopefully.
Right.
Hopefully I set them up for that. And then finally, Colby, to go along with Organ Donor Day, forgot National Ferris Wheel Day, to go along with Valentine's Day. You'd probably be doing it on a Ferris wheel.
Uh-huh.
To go along with National Cream-Filled Chocolate Day. Colby, if you're going to be cream filling some chocolate, you need to be doing so while celebrating, and I don't know why this is on the same day as Valentine's Day, because it's National Impotence Day. Like, that seems cruel, right?
National,
Put them on the same day.
National Heads Up on the Heads Down. Gotcha.
National Keep It in Your Pants Day, because you can't get it up.
Right. Give me 2 popsicle sticks and some rubber bands. We'll fix this thing.
I'm just going to need like half half popsicle sticks. Jesus Christ.
I don't care about the Jets struggling.
Struggling. Are the Jets struggling?
No, I was just going the full quote of.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I want to kiss you.
No, not that part. Just.
That was the rest of the quote.
Yeah, I know, but not that part. I was just going with this part.
I want to kiss you.
It's time to awkwardly segue into
Has there ever been a more awkward segment than
the
that?
Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show Sports Report. As we get into what exactly is going on in the world of the Dallas Cowboys, and of course we get our baseball pants a little excited as the Texas Rangers are doing things. But first off, you've got down here Zimmer as DC, and have you heard what he's saying? A few things that he is saying about the job opportunity.
No, I have not. I've heard. So I've got what Rex Ryan said about the job opportunity.
Okay.
So you tell me what Zim said.
Zim
first.
basically said, well, this defense has been pretty good. I'm not coming in to try and reinvent the wheel, which I want him to reinvent the wheel. I would like, and maybe it's his way of, nodding. Dan Quinn did an adequate job and not trying to, be a jackass about it. But, man, there's things that need to be fixed on this damn thing, Zim. And if you don't notice that, then maybe we needed to go with whatever, Captain Foot said about it. Because you now have what Tyrannosaurus Rex Ryan had to... I got a big head, little arms. Had to say about this particular defense.
Didn't we already have the other Ryan
Yes.
in here for a little while?
Well, what he wanted was the Transformer defense, where it was everything. It was everything and all the things all at the same time,
Yes.
and no player knew what they were doing on the field at any time.
Kind of looked like the Mike Nolan defense.
It was so convoluted that all it would do is run out there, and it would F its own self, like on the field.
Were there any plays in NFL history where you had defensive backs running into each other more than under his defense?
I mean, yes, no.
I don't think so.
No, it's bad. That was the Rob Ryan.
Rob, there you go.
Very quotable man.
Oh my gosh.
Super quotable.
Long hair, and you know what? All credit to him. He used to donate his hair to like hair cancer places or whatever it was every year. He'd cut his hair and then donate it, like I used to do.
So, but you have. I was just going to leave that alone.
I used to have long hair, Colby.
So did I.
The cooch.
Found it, huh? It'll die again.
I remembered it, the cooch.
It'll die again. Had to go back and watch our podcast.
I actually didn't. I just remembered it when we were signing on.
So.
Might not even be right.
So what did old Rex have to say about?
So Rex gave us some quotes because he's on TV.
Right.
So Rex gets to give all the quotes. And so Rex's deal was the reason. So, and apparently the Cowboys did not reach out to him.
Oh, he's just over there pom-pomming up, won't it?
Rex Ryan
Don't hold that.
called Mike McCarthy as soon as Dan Quinn took the job. By the way, this is something you can find over at CowboysSI.com, written by me.
Okay.
Rex Ryan called Mike McCarthy because he wants to get back into coaching out now after 7 years. And he's been an analyst over there. Was it ESPN or whatever it is? I think it's ESPN for 7 years now. And I like about half his takes. Sometimes I think he's just talking to hear himself talk, like most of the other analysts, whatever. And you know what? A lot of these guys, Colby, and you'll know from TV, a lot of these guys on these multi-person analyst shows, whatever, you're sort of given an assignment for the episode, right?
Right.
Like, hey, we need you to talk about this. We need you because they're... So it's not even really you.
It's orchestrated.
It is.
To the point where some of it, and a lot of it, is almost like a watching pro wrestling about sport.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, this is the end result that we're looking for. Now, however you get there, get there.
Because most of them are given separate assignments. Okay, you need to talk 3 minutes on, or 90 seconds on this.
Right.
So figure out what you want to say. And then run it by us, so it's okay. You have to go through. It's ridiculous. It's not what it looks like on TV, and a lot of people know that now. So, but he usually had some pretty wacky takes. So Rex Ryan said on TV that he reached out to Mike McCarthy because he wanted back in the game, and he thought this would be a stellar opportunity for him to come back because he thought he could only improve on what Dan Quinn did.
Right.
With the current roster, with the defensive stars you have, with the scheme that was in place before, and I have no question that he knows his schemes.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a DC for a long time before he was the head coach of the, Bills and then the Jets. So I have no question in his ability, his understanding of defenses. But he thought that Dallas was the best fit for him to get back into coaching because he could improve on what Dan Quinn already did. And you know what? I'm not going to dispute or disagree with that. Like, I don't know that it's a fact, but I'm not going to say he couldn't.
No, if his concentration was in the right area, fixing
Yeah.
things while keeping the other things like they are. And that's the real idea behind it, is keep a lot of things like the pass rush and the ability to take the ball away. By the way, did find out through a tweet that it looks like Al Harris is remaining.
Man, that is huge.
That's super huge.
A lot of people don't understand how huge that is.
That is a big thing.
Big is my thing.
for the it's big thing for the ability of these defensive backs.
Because, dude, they all love him.
Right. So
And they should. And he, you know what? He may be your next defensive coordinator.
yeah,
And I'd be okay with that.
I was okay with him moving him up now, what have you. So that's a good thing. But as far as just fix it, fix the run defense. I don't know why I said that weird, but yeah, fix the run
Christian
defense.
McCaffrey.
Yeah, that's right. We had a McCaffrey run defense.
You're British, eh? Good day, mate. But there's a lot of things wrong with this defense.
There is.
And, the fact that Mike Zimmer hasn't run a defense, since 2014? He was the head coach with the Vikings, obviously, from 14 to 21.
Right.
He's been out of the league a couple of years, which that's fine, whatever. But dude hasn't run a defense in 10 years.
No, but he's ran the whole damn thing as an overlord type of situation.
Right. I want it to work so bad.
Like limiting his scope and concentration to just one part of the team, I think, if he was successful he was successful as the Minnesota Vikings head coach.
Absolutely. Yes.
So now you're just saying, just worry about this section. I think it'll work fine. Be good.
So I'm not.
Probably your next head coach.
No. You think? You think that's part of the arrangement?
I mean, he was here. Jerry likes him.
All right, let me ask you this then.
All right.
By the way, Babe Laufenberg appeared on the Norm Hitzkus Just Wondering podcast today.
I'll be checking that out, by the way.
And he had some thoughts on Mike Zimmer and the state of the Cowboys. And they're very, not controversial thoughts, because he kind of works for the team.
Right.
But they're honest thoughts from Babe Laufenberg, the longtime radio analyst and CBS 11 sports anchor, and, by the way, ex-Cowboys quarterback.
I have watched him play a few times.
Yes. So go check that out at fanstreamsports.com on today's episode of Just Wondering with Norm Hitzkus. But, man, do you think if the Cowboys start 1-4, 2-5, 2-6, get off to a super slow start, which, by the way, is possible because they've got a tough schedule to open the season.
All right, continue your
And if
thought.
things go south, is there a chance that McCarthy loses his job before we even get to November? And if so, as you say, is Mike Zimmer the new head coach?
Yes.
Wow. Even though Jerry's got literally zero history other than Wade Phillips of firing a guy midseason. He also is only, 81 or 82 now, wasn't then. And he's going to make changes as fast as he possibly can. Which is shocking to me that Mike McCarthy still has his job.
Now this is, part of this is going on the believing of what, the offseason hype has kind of been around the Dallas Cowboys, which is basically telling Cowboys fans to strap in because I don't know how they're going to do this, but they're apparently going to go all in. And if they actually do things in order to go get some free agents and lock up people and this, that, and the other, and it looks like it won't be like the Eagles going all in where they buy every single running back that's on the free agent marker, and you're like, I don't know how this backfield's going to work, but look at all this talent that they've got.
Right.
It's not going to be like that, but it is going to be an upscale from what we're used to what the Dallas Cowboys are doing if they actually do it. And if he does that, we see that happen, then yes, you start off and you've got like 6 games through and you've got like 1 or 2 wins, that panic button, that escape hatch, everything's going to be flipped right then and there. And probably set to be active at the trade deadline and everything else to try and do something to fix this. So any lever that can be pulled is going to be pulled. And if, Coach McCarthy is one of those levers that they think will do something, then they're going to do it. So, yeah.
So it's interesting. Babe was asked the question by Norm, that same question, if they get off to a slow start, what do you think will happen? And he goes, Jerry's never been one to fire a guy midseason, right? It only happened with Wade. And then Norm said, what, because no one else knows, what do you think the definition of they're now all in means? And Babe went off on this little tangent. He goes, Norm, have you ever watched like proceedings from the UN? And you got, because just everybody from other countries, right? And everybody's from a different country. They all speak different languages. And wherever you're from, you've got your headset on. And whoever's talking, you have your own translator. And they're translating for you, and it goes into your headset, so only you can hear what they're saying, but it's in your language so that everybody can carry on with the proceedings, right? Babe goes, I feel like we all need to have Jerry headsets on anytime he speaks about anything.
Right.
Like, can we have UN Jerry headsets on? Like, I thought that was a great analogy because it's true. Only Jerry Jones knows what he means when he says those things.
Yeah, but if he would try to explain it to you, you're still going to think he's saying what you think he's saying.
What is all? So we haven't been all in the last 28 years?
No, this is the first time.
We're just now trying really hard.
Yeah. We weren't trying real hard, and look at how good we did, guys. Look at it.
I don't get it, Colby. I don't get it. All right, let's move Rangers Wyatt Langford talk to the second hour because we are going to get into that. We may bump other quarterback talk for that. So, yeah, go ahead and send us a break.
All right, so with that said, we do have Rangers talk that we promised. That segment, well, we talked a little bit too much because Tim's drinking and I love talking Cowboys. So, but coming up next, we have the Good, Bad, and Ugly, which is the famous birthdays done by our particular show. Then I've got a mystery shotgun. Then we do Texas Rangers talk. A little news and notes. That's all coming up on the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show.
Hello, sports fans.
FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody Turf Life. Buy your Turf Life window decal. Or, the hat, or the keychain, or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff. And show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show right here on FanStream Sports from the FanStream Sports Studios in North Dallas. It was a nice, sunny, 74-degree day today in Dallas, Colby. I almost rode my motorcycle.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, I actually jumped on the scoot for a little bit today, so.
Did you?
There you go.
Wow. You still have your scoot, huh? You don't have your Hayabusa yet, though.
No, I don't. No, soon.
Soon. That's what she said.
Hear me, Gerb? Soon.
Soon. No pressure.
Right.
Cole, we've got celebrity birthdays coming up with our Good, Bad, and Ugly. We're also going to talk a little Fantastic Four and Marvel preview, right, coming up, and then some Wyatt Langford talk, and maybe the best and worst quarterbacks from your Dallas Cowboys and some other teams that we find funny, because that's kind of what we do around here. Everything that's funny looking.
Funny and good times.
And, of course, Colby Sapp's world-famous news and notes to end the show. But first, it's time for this.
The segment called Good, Bad, and Ugly, where we go through all the people that were born today. I make a list of all the people that I think are famous enough to make my list, and I offer them to you guys for all of us to decide. You, along with me and Tim, individually decide who we think is the good person, bad person, and or the ugly person. So starting off today's list, and this poor guy,
Oh, no.
he spent his whole career one time losing the Super Bowl and the rest of the time getting usurped by the new guy. Turning 52 years old today, one Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe got Bledsoed twice in his career.
He got Wally pipped.
He got Wally pipped by Tom Brady and Tony Romo.
You know,
Poor guy.
and both of them at the time, I wouldn't say Tom Brady at the time was a better quarterback than Drew Bledsoe.
No.
When he went through and made that run, but, you know, younger, cheaper, all those things, I understand.
Well, and they were both due to injury because
Right.
Bledsoe got hurt.
Right.
So,
But then, you know, they retained the starting job because younger, cheaper, all of that. But in Dallas, when Drew Bledsoe went down, it was totally everybody in the whole world knew that this kid, Tony Romo, had something.
you know, and we didn't have a lot of social media stuff back then. Obviously, that was 04, 05 maybe, when 04, I think, when, you know, Twitter wasn't even here around yet. Facebook wasn't around yet. But we knew from reports from the Cowboys, because this was Bill Parcells as the head coach. He spoke highly of this Tony Romo kid.
Right.
Who, by the way, Cowboys fans, let me refresh your memory. Tony Romo was only on the roster because Quincy Carter got caught smoking weed and Parcells cut him immediately.
Quincy!
Otherwise, Tony Romo would have never been on the roster.
Nope. And
But he found his way.
You know what? If I was Tony Romo, I think about every year I'd send Quincy
Quincy a gift basket,
a check or something.
some sausages.
Maybe a nice check and a nice good bag of weed.
No, you know what he should send him? An autographed football every year so we can just resell it and make some money.
I wouldn't do that. I would actually try and do something like super nice. You know,
I
like,
wouldn't.
here's a check, bud. I know it messed up, and you were on your way to maybe do it.
Remember who else was cut that was on that quarterback roster? Tony Banks.
Yeah.
That was another Parcells guy that he brought in.
So, but I will tell you the little quick Drew Bledsoe story. That's how I knew my.
Did you kill Drew Bledsoe?
No, but it was how I knew that my first marriage was failing. It was.
I could have told you.
It was Christmas, and she got me for Christmas. She got me I'm into football, right? And I love the Dallas Cowboys. She got me a Drew Bledsoe jersey and a Drew Bledsoe, big statue.
Oh, action figure?
And this was for Christmas. So this was definitely after Drew Bledsoe had lost his starting job with the Dallas Cowboys. And I knew that she went to the store and saw on the discount table the Drew Bledsoe jersey. And I was like, oh.
It's over, Colby. Had she bought you a Tony Romo jersey,
no, then I'd have been like, hey.
You'd have been like,
we're doing good.
She's buying me this jersey, this idiot I've never heard of before.
So
I think that marriage was just doomed.
I mean, I got two good kids out of it.
Well, I'm talking at that point.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah. We'll have good kids from bad marriages.
So, turning 64 years old today, that guy that, went to a lot of Super Bowls but didn't win any of them. Jim Kelly.
I didn't even know. I just guessed.
Jim Kelly.
I was going to say Jim Kelly or Fran Tarkenton.
Man, that guy, he was really good at his job.
Dude, that K-gun offense up in Buffalo.
Was fun to watch.
God almighty, dude.
Just not quite enough.
And
they would have had one Super Bowl if somebody could make a field goal.
They would. What was his name? Scott Norwood.
Scott Norwood.
Wide right would have been the one, which was their first of four, right? That was against the Giants. Then they lost to the Redskins and then the Cowboys twice. The only team to lose 4 consecutive Super Bowls or even be in 4 consecutive Super Bowls, other than the Minnesota Vikings of the 70s, lost 4 Super Bowls, but not consecutive years.
Going through the quarterback tree, passed away in 2009, but he was a part of that Super Bowl team that spawned the commercial. Steve McNair.
Oh, Colby.
Yeah.
Died under suspicious circumstances, to say the least.
Kinda.
Killed by his side piece.
You know.
By the way, former Ravens quarterback, too. Remember him playing for the Ravens?
Yes.
Yeah.
Barely.
Right?
Barely. So.
Yeah, killed by his side piece.
So there you go.
That's how I'm going to go.
76 years old today. Teller of Penn and Teller. The silent one.
He's the one that doesn't talk, so he's the best one.
Both of them are great.
You know, that was a great bit 30 years ago.
Cool.
40 years ago. I know they were on. Did you watch NFL? You probably didn't watch NFL Honors. They were on NFL Honors. They made Roger Goodell disappear for like half the show.
That's amazing.
And everyone applauded them, right? So they put Roger Goodell into this tank, right? This glass enclosure on the stage, and it's full of cards that's just blowing, right? There's a fan on the bottom of it, and he's supposed to just catch this one card that they've marked, right? So he goes into the tank and whatever. They put the curtain around it, turn the fan on. All right, he's going to get this card. He's going to get this card. Then he's going to be the king. He's going to be the king. They open the curtains. Barry Sanders is in the tank wearing a crown and a king's robe.
Nice.
And they're like, oh, this is the real king. Wait, where'd Barry go? Or where'd Roger go? Yeah, we don't know. We'll catch up with him later. And dude, literally, he was gone like half the show.
I always appreciate a good Penn and Teller sketch.
No, they're good. They are good.
Gregory Hine passed away in 2003, but master of the dancing.
Dude, he was really good at his craft, man. And he almost made that dancing, like tap dancing and everything, cool again.
Right.
Like, he brought it back as far as it could possibly come.
I mean, he was cool while he was doing it.
Yes.
Just nobody else could do what he was doing with it. So.
No, but he was badass, man. I forgot he died. 2003?
Yes.
Damn.
2003. Turning 52 years old today, and you still hear his great work in every grocery store you go into.
IndyCar Tim.
Rob Thomas.
All
Especially
right.
that one song he did with Santana. Like, if you can go like 2 weeks without hearing that one particular song, then you've made some kind of milestone in your life.
Or else forget about it. Okay, that was the worst of all of his songs.
But I'm right, though, right?
It's everywhere.
If you can go 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Without walking into a place, then you don't all of a sudden hear, bow, 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 bow. It's like, ah!
Dude, and you know what? I wasn't into Matchbox 20 when they came out. I wasn't into Matchbox 20 10 years after they came out. But like now, dude, I will turn on a Matchbox 20 album and I will rock. There's nothing wrong with Rob Thomas.
There's nothing wrong with it.
And he made the hoop earrings and cowboy hat cool.
Well, I mean, just because.
Other than me.
He's one of those dudes that was like, this all should be major douchebaggery.
Right.
That's happening right in front of me.
Right.
I should smell nothing but fish and vinegar right now.
But you didn't.
But you didn't. It somehow still smelled like, like the smell after a rain, which was another reason to not like him.
No, but dude, I'm telling you, man, that's Matchbox 20's. I would go see them right now if they reunited.
The unfortunately named, turning 54 years old, but man, everything he's in, he's great. Simon Pegg.
Why is that unfortunately named? I'm going to need an explanation, Colby.
His last name is an action.
Like when you're playing that game, putting the pegs in the board?
Or docking heads.
Or butt stuff.
Yeah. Simon Pegg.
Dude, he's great, right?
Oh, yes. And
like he's in Star Wars and Star Trek.
And every Mission Impossible movie.
Yes, he's so good in Mission Impossible.
So, yeah, no, everything that he's in, and especially, the movies that he did with his buddy about at World's End and all that, just, yes. greatness. I'll watch
I
those
love Simon Pegg.
all the
I won't
time.
even make fun of his name like you.
Well, I mean, when I first saw his name, I was like, I think if I was about on my way to be somebody that's super popular, I think I would have changed.
Well, maybe it means something different in Britain. Like over there, cigarettes are called fags. Can we say fags?
Well, no.
But I'm talking about the smoking utensils.
Right.
That's what they call them over there.
Yes.
When I learned that in the 80s, I think I used that word even more.
Right.
Just because I thought I could get away with it. But Mom!
And she would remind you that you're not in Britain.
She said, "Good day, mate. You're not in Britain, eh? We're in Canada." I was like, oh, yeah.
Denai Guerrilla is 46. You would know her as Michonne from The Walking Dead.
I don't know any of those words you just said in your mouth.
Okay, well then.
What's her name? The actress.
Denai?
Denai?
Danai?
Got it.
Gurira.
I'm going to get in trouble from one person who's a big fan of that show, but I've never watched an episode because I don't get it.
The zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
You don't get the zombie apocalypse.
I don't get any of the zombie stuff. I'm out. I don't give a crap. I'm out. No, I've never watched any of it. Never watched I've never watched one of the 140 now editions of The Walking Dead we have. I've never watched
Two.
Huh?
There's like 2.
No, dude, there's like 10. There's like on AMC, they've got a new fucking freaking series of, I'm getting pissed, of The Walking Dead that comes out every 6 months. It's The Walking Dead this character, The Walking Dead this character. Now they're in New York City. Now they're in the forest. Now they're on the moon. I don't freaking know where they are. Why are there zombies on the moon?
I mean, because zombies.
It's pissing me off, Colby. Can you tell? I just cussed on the air.
Right. I mean, I've done that a few times already this show, and I wasn't even pissed or anything. I just
Pissed. I don't
did.
get it. I don't get any of the zombie stuff.
All right. Well, for the rest of us that enjoy a good zombie flick because it's nothing to understand, a virus starts the zombie infestation, which caused the dead to rise up and eat people, and they form into hordes, and now you've got to avoid them and learn to survive.
Colby, dead people can't get viruses. They're dead.
They got the virus that killed them but animated their corpse, Tim.
It's not realistic.
We literally have insects that do this today
It's not
on
realistic.
other insects.
We're not insects.
No, but it's a thing. Dead animation happens throughout nature. We're just what happens.
Not with us.
What happens when it happens to humans?
You know who's going to stop that? Trump when he's reelected.
Well, he's not going to win.
I said
because
it.
The next president's Taylor Swift. So
Jesus Christ. I'm moving to Canada.
It's either that or The Rock, whoever you want to be president.
The Rock and Mark Cuban.
One or the other is going to be there.
Would you vote for that ticket? The Rock and Mark Cuban?
You know what?
That was rumored as a ticket, by the way.
You know what? As just because I don't normally vote because I don't care, y'all are gonna fuck it up anyway. So why?
Yeah, it
bother?
doesn't matter, right? Which party?
Sorry if you strongly believe in any other way. I've just told you my beliefs. Politics. But yeah, as a bit, I think I might. Like back in the day, as a bit, I would have voted for Ronald Reagan just because as a bit is like. The dude with the cowboy hat.
He's
thing?
still our greatest president that we've ever had, by the way.
So
Politics!
So there you go.
All right, Denai Guerrilla.
46.
Okay.
Strong, hot in my book.
Oh, wait, that's a girl?
Yeah.
Okay, why didn't you lead with that?
Because her name in Walking Dead is Michonne.
Okay, that could be a guy. I don't know guy zombies' names.
She's not. Why am I getting loud voice?
Guerrera. I'm just trying to find pictures. You know, I like to look up pictures of hots. Oh, there aren't any searches that match your search.
Just look up Michonne, Walking Dead. She played one of my favorite Walking Dead characters who has two, as I called them, dolls that were jawless zombies.
Was she in Black Panther?
Yes.
Okay, I'm finding all the Black Panther pictures now. No, you're wrong. She's not.
You're dumb.
She's out. She might be on my bad list now.
Madison Eisman is 27 today. You would probably know her as Sam from Modern Family.
Wait, what?
Madison Eisman is 27 today.
I'm trying to think of Sam from Modern Family. I've seen every episode of Modern Family. Oh, she was like a one episode character.
Okay, well, whatever. I found somebody that was on Modern Family and put them in the effing list because there's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't walk into this studio and Modern Family's not playing a rerun.
Or Bob's Burgers.
For Tim.
Yeah, because I watch them all the time. Wait, she's 27 now?
Yes.
Okay, major hot. Yes, major hot. I can say it now. When she was on the show, she's probably 12.
Turning 29 years old today. From Tyler, Texas, and one of the guys on the TikTok internets that loves eating spicy foods, he is Spicy Cam. I've seen this dude do some incredibly dumb things. Like take like a ghost pepper and like fill it with like hot sauce and then wrap it in more hot things and then dip it in more hot things and then end up cramming Takis and everything into his mouth while he's eating this. He's like spicy hot combination guy.
What is the purpose of that?
He got money out of it.
Do we need to do stupid stuff to make money?
Man, I've been telling you stupid stuff will work.
But we're doing stupid stuff right now.
But it's just stupid words, and apparently just a select few of people understand and like our brand of humor.
Only about 10,000 people like our brand of humor.
We need more. So there you go.
We need a lot more.
And finally, most people know her from Wild 'N Out, the comedy improv show. But it's Justina Valentine. She's 37 years old.
Justina Valentine. Oh, that's because it's Valentine's Day.
There you go.
You think that's why that's her name?
Yes, that's exactly why it's her name.
I've never heard of that show that you just said.
You would like.
And I've never heard of that person that you just said.
Because I don't think you would be able to catch the humor. So I'm going to go ahead and say you would like maybe 3% of it.
All right.
But it's hilarious.
All right.
In small doses. It's hilarious.
All right, Colby celebrating Facebook birthdays today. We have noted hot Lisa Hernandez. We have noted married that I went to school with who now lives in Alabama and is a big Alabama fan, Sherry Riney. Oh, I'm sorry, confused with a different friend that I went to school with. She does not live in Alabama. I would never put that on somebody.
Right.
Sherry Riney lives here, and Sherry Riney is gorgeous and beautiful in her own way.
All right, Shiny Heine does not live in Alabama.
Happy birthday to Sherry Riney, Shiny Heine. Colby, friend of the show, Adam Saldana.
All right, then.
Who is the owner and proprietor of the Dive on 75.
Why haven't we done a show there yet?
Well, Big Red and I did a show there.
Oh, and y'all got thrown out, so we never
No,
go back?
Big Red and I did a show there a long ass time ago when we did a fan show for the fan group on Facebook.
Right.
And Ben and Skin showed up. Jeff showed up. KT showed up. Fish showed up.
Exclusive.
Sean showed up. Like, it was a big deal, and we did a live show there as the Old Drunk Sports Podcast.
Oh, that's probably one of them that you invited me to that I didn't show up.
Probably so, because it was literally all the fan people were there.
Probably had something to do.
And yeah, so happy birthday to Adam Saldana, big friend of the show. Recent birthdays, Colby, Cheryl Keaton.
Okay.
Turned 44.
Say hello to your dad, Michael.
Rich, I don't think they're related, but that would be awesome if they were. Rich Guerin, happy birthday. And my friend from, middle school, Eric Nark.
Man,
who was
nobody wants that guy as your friend.
We called him Enark.
Okay.
Eric was he played trombone in band with me, right? And he was a year behind me, so like 7th and 8th grade. Eric was cousins with a chick that I had the hots for as long as I can remember, I think starting in 6th grade, Joanna Wolbert. So he shows up in 7th grade, becomes friends because he's in 6th grade. He's like, oh, yeah, Joanna's my cousin. And I'm like, cha-ching, you're my best friend now.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
Dude, I asked Joanna Wolbert out from 7th grade through 8th grade. Actually, through 9th grade, the last time we were in school together. And I kid you not, this is an actual total. 69 times.
Huh.
And I think I stopped at 69 on purpose just to prove a point. We never went out. She broke my heart 69 times from 7th grade through 9th grade. And Eric, I befriended him, and he's a great guy, was never able to help me out. Pissed me off.
Probably narking on you.
He's such a narc.
Yeah,
But Joanna, I know you're out there listening. Forget where you live now. Haven't looked you up on Facebook in about 10 years. I'll probably do that when I go home.
You're going to go ahead and make it an even 70.
Might
right
make it
now?
a 70, yeah. Dude, she broke my heart lots of times. She had Tina Turner hair. The whole fluffy, like Tina at the time.
Okay.
Tina Turner hair. And every school dance in middle school, I would ask her to dance, and she would always have a reason why she couldn't.
Which was, you know what? She's
Valid.
One of the few that can't get
The
along.
pheromone didn't work.
Yeah, your pheromone didn't work.
So when she said no, I would just go back with my girlfriend and dance. Diana Mills. Love you, Diana. All right, there you go, Colby. It's your Facebook birthdays.
All right, there you are. So, as
With backstory.
Tim tosses it back to me, and then I toss it back to him to ask him. So, Tim, who are your good, bad, and ugly?
Colby, my good. And we do have several options here. Man, we have a lot of sports goods.
We do.
Right? Good God. And we have one music good, one movie good. You know what? I've got to go Cowboys sports good. Drew Bledsoe is my good.
Wow.
Do you remember the 93 NFL draft when it was the first Peyton Manning, who was the other guy? Ryan Leaf. When you had Manning versus Leaf. So in 93, it was Bledsoe versus Meyer. Rick Meyer out of Notre Dame, right?
I do remember that.
And Bledsoe went to New England. Meyer went to Seattle. And it was just, yeah, of course. It ended up pretty much the same as Manning Leaf, right?
Right. One guy had a pretty damn good career. The other guy
Never heard from him again.
struggled.
So I'm going Drew Bledsoe over even Jim Kelly and Steve McNair.
You think Drew Bledsoe every once in a while sends an email out to Meyer just letting you know, I got beat by a couple of quarterbacks too.
And they were better than you two.
Yeah.
My bad. It's no question. It's that Deny Guerrera girl. Like I wrote that down without even looking at her.
Wow. Okay.
Just because she's associated with that whatever, The Walking Doomed or whatever it's called.
Walking Dead, and that's a great show.
The Walking Doomed. I like my version better.
I mean,
oh, that could be the new documentary about the Cowboys. The Walking Doomed.
don't start bringing other things up that I won't watch.
Colby, my ugly. I'm going with. All right, he's not attractive. I'm going with Teller.
Okay.
Is that bad?
I mean,
Like, could have gone with Jim Kelly because he's pretty bad looking now. Steve McNair's been dead since 2009. He probably doesn't look very good right now.
okay, right.
I'm still going with Teller, and he's alive.
So my good is Simon Pegg. Have to. Just pretty much everything he's in immediately gets good. Just because, well, we get a little bit of that Simon Pegg nervousness, but also assertive, but also not assertive, and just sometimes very British and sometimes very not.
Right.
It's great. My bad will have to go to your sports good.
Uh-oh.
It'll have to go to Drew Bledsoe.
No.
Yo, when you get Wally pipped twice in your career,
Yeah, you're probably not very good.
I mean,
Well, you were good because you were starting twice.
yeah, you were good. There was faith and everything. You just bad things happen.
Colby, I'm going to give you the title of a Simon Pegg movie that you have to watch.
Okay.
It's from 2007. It's only an hour, 40 minutes. It is called Run, Fat Boy, Run.
I don't believe Is that with the other guy that's in a lot of his movies?
I'm struggling to remember. It's got Thandie Newton in it.
Okay.
Remember her?
No.
You don't remember Thandie? So I remember her from Mission Impossible, 2?
I don't know if I want to watch Run, Fat Boy, Run.
Got Hank Azaria in it.
Yeah, now that you're mentioning things, I'm not.
No, trust me. You're going to want to watch Run, Fat, directed, and don't hold this against it because I didn't know this until just now. Directed by David Schwimmer.
No.
Ross from Friends.
Yeah, no, I'm out. No.
No.
I'm so out.
No.
By the way, my ugly, as you continue to talk, my uglies, there's not a lot of uglies that are like truly ugly on this damn thing, is there? Dude.
No, there's not.
There's not. There's not like a person I'm like, well, that dude's ugly. I mean, Gregory Hine wasn't the greatest looking dude ever, but he made everything so cool that he like there was no way you could call him ugly.
Yeah, that's why I didn't pick him.
So
he had the bulging eyes a little bit.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna go anti-me and I'm just gonna go Rob Thomas just for being
What?
Yeah.
Do I get a veto?
No, you don't.
Do we get vetoes like on KNC?
No, I mean,
What were the vetoes on? Am I better? Right? Y'all had vetoes?
No, I mean we've done vetoes here before, but you don't use your veto on Rob Thomas.
I mean, I might. Okay, look, I disagree strongly.
If anybody else in the world pulls off the hookah shell hoop earring look or whatever like that with the cowboy hat, they are
I'm gonna wear my cowboy hat on Monday.
a huge douchebag and should not be. Nobody
not
should
him.
anybody wear. So yeah, no, because I think he's the creator of that look. I hate it so bad. I'm gonna go with he's the ugly.
You know what? And I can't disagree. And he does piss me off. So you know what? No veto.
No, there you are.
No soup for you, Colby. Let me read you this. This is Run, Fat Boy, Run. 5 years earlier, nervous bridegroom Dennis, played by Simon Pegg, leaves his pregnant girlfriend Libby, played by Thandie Newton, the very hot Thandie Newton.
Okay, I'm starting to remember who that is.
At the altar, he now realizes he made a big mistake and wants to win her back. Unfortunately, Libby is now involved with a handsome, attentive, and fit financier, Hank Azaria, who plans to run in a charity marathon. Out of shape Dennis enters the race, hoping to impress Libby, even though he has only 3 weeks to prepare for the race.
Okay.
Dude, it's great, man. I'm telling you.
What you've just described to me is definitely not a movie I would ever be interested in seeing in my entire life.
And I'm telling you right now, if you watch it, it will be one of your favorite movies of all time.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you that even if I do watch
You know what?
it's not going to be.
No, because I know your love of Simon Pegg and what he stands for, pegging. In England, that probably means something else. I'm going to retract my you have to watch Raising Arizona. And I'm going to replace it with this.
Okay.
Because I think you would like this even more. Just telling you. I'm telling you right now.
Yes, you're
Why is
telling
everyone
me.
yelling at me?
I don't know, but stop and hit the music because that is good, bad, and ugly, everybody. As we segue into, oh, yes, welcome in to Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. I am your host, Colby Sapp, along with Pod Racer Tim. And it is time to break down a little bit of information as the cast and crew we've been telling you about for the Fantastic Four has been officially announced by the heads over there at Marvel and MCU. And we've got a release date and a lot of information that involve the Fantastic Four. But Tim, I sent you a picture, and go ahead and throw that up via...
Which one?
The one of the Valentine's Day and the Fantastic Four. So... This is one of their ways of announcing what's going on with the Fantastic Four. You will notice that it is official. They are calling it the Fantastic Four, so that is the official title as we stand right now for this movie. Also, a couple things that we have found out is that the MCU's Fantastic Four will actually be taking place in the timeline of the 60s.
Oh, no. Okay, well, okay. If you look at the picture, there's a hint there.
Yes. So the fact that the magazine's out and all that stuff that's going on, also the type of furniture, it will take place in the 60s.
And the picture of the astronaut in the corner, who I was just zooming in to see if it was an actual astronaut, but I don't recognize who it is.
Well, that is actually the actor that's playing Ben Grimm, a.k.a. The Thing.
Okay.
So in order, they did the actual faces of every actor and actress that's playing, their parts in the Fantastic Four. So, of course, you have Pedro Pascal. You have Vanessa Kirby.
Whoa, who's Pedro Pascal playing? Is he Mr. Fantastic?
He's Reed Richards.
What? Why haven't I heard that?
So
you never said that on your show before. Sorry, I was incorrect.
Yes, we have. Right after
Mandalorian talk?
Fake Darth Vader.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Vanessa Kirby as the Invisible Woman. Then Eben Moss. I don't know how to say his name. Bachrach. Evan.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Evan Cockrock.
Yeah. And Joseph Quinn rounding out your Fantastic Four. So those are the people playing your parts of the Fantastic Four. Another thing, besides the fact that this will take place in the 60s, that we have found out through insiders and such, and we, on the Mystery Shotgun, only go with the insiders that usually hit about 90% of the time, is that the robot Herbie will also be making his way into the Fantastic Four, as it's currently been about. So,
okay, I have a question.
Yes.
So it's set in the 60s.
Correct.
Is this going to be a crossover? Because I don't know who owns which comic book
this is MCU
entity and owns this other entity. Is this going to be a Fantastic Four Austin Powers crossover?
No.
How great would that be?
It's not going to be. It's actually going to create what they're going to do with it. It's a pretty genius way, in my estimation, is that they're going to take your 60s version of the Fantastic Four and basically have them been around, but then get lost in the space in between multiverses.
Which we've already established.
Right, which is being protected by the Guardian that you'll soon see in Deadpool 3.
Wow.
So they'll get lost in there and then get pulled out back in, and it's because they were lost in there, they kind of forgot that these guys were around, and now they can come back in and be a part of the now forming MCU as kind of lost in time situation, the same thing you had with Captain America. So that's how I think they're going to end up adding them into the MCU.
Right.
But so the date for the Fantastic Four, and you'll recognize this date because the date was for the Thunderbolts movie, but they're now saying the Fantastic Four movie is scheduled to be released in theaters July 25th, 2025.
Oh, Jesus.
So that was
I'll be
when
dead by then.
That was when that we thought we were going to get the Thunderbolts movie, but the Thunderbolts movie is now moves back a little bit in 2025 as they schedule and shift the Thunderbolts to start May 2nd, 2025. So they're the Thunderbolts, then the Fantastic Four. They moved up the Thunderbolts, they moved back, or they then placed the Fantastic Four in that spot. I also think it's because they're thinking that maybe, you moved more into the summer for a movie that you're not sure about. So because of all the reaches they're doing with the 60s and all of that, they may not be as sure about, because of Fantastic Four's track record in the theaters, they may be like, all right, let's throw this out here in the summer and have a good summer movie. That's what it is. So
let me ask you this. As a Fantastic Four, I don't know, are you a Fantastic Four purist?
I am a Fantastic Four. I have read quite a few Fantastic Four comics.
So the fact that it's set in the 60s?
Right.
Does that draw you to it or sort of push it away from you?
It feels right.
Okay.
Because when the Fantastic Four were really kind of hitting for me in my life was in older comics.
Right.
Because, they're the first comic book family situation.
Right.
It was more on the interactions between them and, them and their household.
Right.
And then, of course, whatever Dr. Doom was doing. It was more about that than it was anything else, really. It was more soap opera-y with them than anything else. So putting them in that kind of TV sitcom where your brain goes, that Technicolor, that kind of thing, kind of fits for the Fantastic Four. So hopefully they do that right.
Because I'll tell you, as just a casual fan, and I didn't like all of the Fantastic Four movies, because they were bad, even by my standards, and I have no standards.
The first one was okay.
Oh, it was fine. It was fine. The other one was stupid. The fact that it's set in the 60s, I'm going to pay a little more attention to this.
So that's a definite. All right, then.
Yeah.
Okay. Adding in the fun glitchy robot and Herbie, which, I mean, if you're going to do something from the 60s,
you have to, right?
Yeah, you've got to add some kind of, Flintstone it out. Add the little Martian genie. Let's go.
The Martian genie. What about Dino?
Right. just do that stuff too. So, Fantastic Four, that's been freshly announced. The moving up of the Thunderbolts movie, that's been announced. From theaters, though, that we are now experiencing through the website, which you've often heard me say I'm not a real liker of the Rotten Tomatoes website. But Madam Web's not doing well, kids. That's a green splat at 15%. That's not good. Out of 67 reviews, everybody said that they hate this movie. And it's actually getting to the point where if it was like at 40 or 50%, or, 40%, but it's still a splat, I think at that point I'm like, okay, it's probably not good. At 15%, I think it intrigues me more that now I want to go see it.
Oh, so it's the other way.
Yeah, at this low, I now want I want to see what is so bad that it's gotten a 15%.
So, Colby, as of right now, it is at 16% after 117 reviews with a 66% score.
66% audience score?
Audience score.
Okay.
That's 50-plus verified ratings.
All right. So
it's going up.
Well, the audience score is going to be by, there'll be fans of the comic books or just
Sure.
cool with movies situation. The critic score being that low, because, it's probably having to do, it's Sony. So more than likely it's probably editing, it's probably a incoherent storyline, it's probably just about the film itself.
Yeah.
You just took it on its own merits. Not if it's comic book accurate or anything along that lines. It's just how shitty is the film, and that score tells me it's super shitty, yo. Which actually, again, I'm starting to go, okay, it's that bad, huh? Now I'm intrigued.
Because if it's that bad,
right,
it can't be that bad.
It can't be that bad.
Right.
It can't be that god-awful. I mean, it might be awful, but it can't be that god-awful.
That's really bad.
So
do you have comparisons like other movies that have...
I can't think of one off the
bad?
top of my head that's been that bad.
Like, wasn't there an Iron Man, like Iron Man 2 or 3, like rated like 20% Rotten Tomatoes?
May have been...
Maybe not that low. But it was bad. But it was bad.
Because Iron Man 3, I didn't like because of what they did comic book wise, but I think a lot of people thought it was good because of what they did with the character.
Yeah, see, I didn't like Iron Man 3 because I thought it was over the top with all the suits.
So, I mean, I loved all the suits. It was just what they did with the actual Mandarin. I was like, wait, now Guy Ritchie's the Mandarin?
Yeah, it wasn't even him.
What the?
Yeah.
Stop it. Go.
It was a fake man. We had a fake Mandarin.
Go eat a big bag of D's.
Donuts?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Eat donuts.
So, yeah.
Guy Ritchie.
Go eat a big bag.
Wasn't he married to Madonna?
I mean, at some point.
I mean, she's kind of a donut.
So
A
we
big hole in the middle.
got all that happening with the MCU. Well, that's the Sony version of the
Right.
MCU, but we do have all that happening. And then we get this little note. So Emma Corrin is playing a particular person in Deadpool and Wolverine. And who she is playing is Cassandra Nova. And for those that are comic book heads, know that Cassandra Nova is, in fact, Professor X's twin sister.
Dun, dun, dun!
Which leads me to one of my most laugh-out-loud comic book panels that I have ever had to come across in my entire life, which is Professor X and Cassandra Nova in the womb as Cassandra decides that she doesn't like her twin brother and decides to punch him in the mouth and start trying to strangle him with the umbilical cord,
In the womb.
to which he then uses his mutant powers to almost damn near kill her inside the womb.
Colby, I have a question.
Okay.
What was the mother feeling during all of this?
Probably gas.
Because they're clearly like, as babies, they're like ready for birth, right? They're like 9 months in.
Right.
Maybe 10 months in.
They're formed.
I don't know what mutant babies, how long their gestation period is.
Not the same.
Is it the same as humans? All right. Well, they look like they're 9 months in. And for babies to be punching and kicking and laser eyeing each other, the mother's going to feel something.
Well, that was Professor X's mutant, which is just all telepathy and just take over brains and such like that. Also, it kind of this panel flies in the face that most mutants experience their ability once they've hit puberty, and that's what kind of sparks.
Yeah, but not him.
No, apparently not, because in the womb, he's brain fried his twin sister because she tried to kill him with the umbilical cord.
So I would like to know, we talked about this in pre-show, and again, we have to at some point air our pre-show meeting as pay-per-view because it's only appropriate for pay-per-view. Where did they get the actors to pose for these pictures?
Well, this is the comic book panel, but if you want to go deep and dark, Deadpool and Wolverine
Let's go
movie,
dark. Let's go dark.
Wait, y'all need to recreate this in explaining Cassandra Nova. Can you imagine the just outright? Most people are just going to be like, well, it's Deadpool. What do you expect? Stupid shit's going to happen. But the outrage of an in-womb twin baby fight, that would happen. Like, that might cause some people and their sensibilities to be like, okay, I have to leave. I have to leave this theater.
Colby, have you seen pictures of adult Cassandra Nova?
Go right ahead.
Like in the comic books and stuff?
Oh, yeah, but go right ahead. You got it?
I'm trying to get there. I'm very confused right now. I mean, they're twins, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they're twins, and we're getting there. We're getting closer. Getting closer.
Sorry for this delay.
Producing on the air. Sorry. It's what we do around here, eh? So Cassandra Nova clearly looks just like Professor
X.
Professor X, and this is one of the comic book depictions that I found of her online.
Yeah, see, things happen to her in the womb.
Oh. Okay.
So,
all right.
I mean, he zapped her in the frontal lobe.
I mean, he's no looker either.
No. He's had hair before,
Would you like to see the actress that apparently is in consideration to portray her?
Oh, she is. If you're using the same person that I just said, then yes. If you're talking about Emma Corrin, then yes.
Yes. I thought when you said Emma Corrin, you were describing a fish.
No.
As here's Emma Corrin side by side with the character that she will be portraying
as we now stall some more. Right.
So, I mean, I can kind of see it. She didn't need a lot of makeup.
She's going to need some makeup, sir.
I said a lot. All right, but I get it. I don't know who she is, but I'm kind of in.
So, in case you didn't know, that's how deep and dark we're about to get into basically using the Sonyverse characters.
And we're doing these in the movie.
We're doing this in the movie.
Wow. That's almost as bad as killing baby Aquaman.
Right, which they threw out.
Pretty dark, though.
Still didn't save that particular movie, but they did throw that out.
Still didn't see it yet.
So, there's no reason to. But
we don't need to kill babies on camera.
No, that's bad. You killed Aqua, baby.
Nope.
So there is your mystery shotgun for this day right now, as we're about to end up into a little bit of Texas Rangers talk, and then we'll go into news and notes, and that's all coming up next on the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show.
Hello, sports fans.
FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there. All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about turf life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk. Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there. Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show right here on FanStream Sports.
What up?
We are in the final stretch, Colby, after the last break, and we're only 9 minutes behind. Man, we're doing good.
You know what? Yeah, but we have a lot of stuff to talk about in
We do.
a short period of time because we're leading into, as we've been teasing for a little bit this show, because this is supposed to be our second segment, but we talked too long about the Dallas Cowboys and what's going on with them because we thought it was just going to be a short hit, and then we ended up in a long fit of talking Dallas Cowboys, and we do need to give proper time to your world champion Texas Rangers. As
Colby, by the way, the Texas Rangers won the World Series. I don't know if you remember that.
I do remember that. Super excited about that.
Is that still weird to think about? Like it is for me.
It's not weird. It's set in. it set in real well to the point where now
not for
I'm like, all right, we got that. We really did win the World Series.
Man, not for me.
My little baseball team
The Little Rangers.
out there, the red shoed Rangers went out there and did that thing. And that's something that, just gives me all the good feelings.
So do you think, so it, obviously it happened right after they moved into the Dome Stadium or the whatever, indoor stadium, right? If they would have built a domed stadium, indoor stadium in 1994 instead of the ballpark in Arlington, how many World Series would we have right now?
Same amount.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't think it was just that. I think it was the combination of having Boach as the manager.
Corey Seager, Marcus Simeon, Evan Carr. It was all of it, right?
It's having that team together and the atmosphere they had inside the clubhouse.
The perfect storm.
And I think it's something that could continue to grow because it maturated in such a way that I believe it's something that can carry. Because you've got a mixture of the veterans and, your workhorses. Yep. And then you got your young guys that are learning from those guys. And this is the way to do it. Carry yourself. It's almost like when we first kind of got picked up out of the mess. Talking about how Michael Young did his thing.
Yeah.
And he lent it to some – and Ian Kinsler did his thing,
yep.
And they kind of lent over to some of the young guys coming up and really added to what this team thought they should be and could be.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing truly missing with that was it was missing not because Ron Washington was good at what he was doing. He's keeping that together.
Old school brother.
Old school brother. I actually think it was the ownership at the time not being able to go and because the Texas Rangers went out and spent the money for this. Not only did you draft well, not only did your GM, but you acquired the assets. These are all things that go into building whatever sports team you want to build. They went out and they're like, what do we not have? They're like, pitching. Well, get everybody. Some of them are going to work. Some of them aren't. Go get everybody.
And they tried all that before.
Mm-hmm.
In separate pieces. I mean, we all remember the Chan Ho Park experiment.
Right.
He was supposed to be the savior. You went out and got guys like Todd Zeal even way back in the day.
Right.
They were supposed to be your bats. And they were. You just couldn't get past the Yankees at that point.
No.
And this, I think, was the perfect confluence of managerial, ownership, and talent on the field.
Right.
And GM, right? I mean, again, I feel like we should give all of the props to John Daniels. Because he set all of this in motion, right, before he left.
Right.
And as of all the issues I've had with John Daniels and with all of the all the back and forths that we've had in person, I will give him full credit for that World Series just as much as I will Chris Young. Because he had to he hired Chris Young.
Okay.
He set trades forth that helped the team, right, before he left. So, full props to JD, who now is a consultant in Tampa Bay, from what I understand. I think last time I checked. But anyway, it's still weird for me when I see stuff when I'm scrolling on YouTube, when I see Corey Seager's home run, because the dude is freaking everywhere, right?
Oh, yeah, and it's amazing.
It's because Corey Seager never shows emotion. But as soon as he hit that ball, dude, he was just yelling.
Yes, man scream of dominance is what was happening at the plate. And, yeah, man, I mean, as far as the Texas Rangers, that game one, we don't want to go back to it too much, but that game one is now the greatest Ranger game to ever be played.
I believe that.
Yep. And
when Adolis hit the home run?
No, but Corey Seager, that home run to come back.
To tie it. Yeah.
That all together because you were down and it was
game
late.
One.
It was late and you were going to lose the first one at home.
And, to the Diamondbacks.
And then you didn't.
God, it makes my nipples hard.
So, no, that's that. But we are now moving forward. And Chris Young has been talking about how that Now this is when this team will start to get really judged. Because you truly get judged, what do you do after you win your first one, is what he's been talking about.
You know what? He's moving farther forward than Rangers fans are because we're still just happy to have one, right?
Yeah, it'll be probably what playoffs are around the corner where people are like, so I wonder what they're going to do this year, and
yeah,
start to talk about.
I mean, unless they just absolutely suck and they're 20 games back.
I don't think there's a chance.
No, but I don't either. I'm just saying if that happens, then we'll all be like, okay, then what's wrong? What's happening? Why isn't this happening again? But I don't think there's a chance that happens. You're bringing almost everybody back.
You are. Your only real spot of right now, as you look at the season, that will be a little bit of a struggle is how will your starting pitching hold up until you get your reinforcements in.
Right.
That's kind of what you're looking at.
Because you're not getting DeGrom back for a minute.
Yep.
Scherzer's not going to be back for a minute.
Right.
But as far as position players go, I mean, you got almost everybody coming back.
The only person you're missing out of position players is what Mitch Garver gave you.
Right.
And
good for him, by the way.
Yes.
That's a huge contract.
Good for him, and appreciate everything and I'll be rooting for him on the side.
Yep, 100%.
Because he was a part of something that gave me so much joy that now Mitch Garver can't do anything ever wrong ever again, along with every other one of these players.
Yeah, but he's with the Mariners. I mean,
I know. I can hope you do okay and you still lose.
We've done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can root for you to do all right and you still lose.
Yeah. Do well, but not against the Rangers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So as far as the opening day roster that's projected, Colby, you're looking at Jonah Heim and Andrew Knizner. Knizner replaces, obviously, Garver at the catcher position. First baseman, Nathaniel Lowe.
Should be.
Second baseman, Marcus Semien. By the way, played in all 162 regular season games and all 17 postseason games in 2023. You want to talk about a durable second baseman? Good God.
Yep.
Corey Seager at shortstop, reigning World Series MVP, had a career year offensively. Josh Young at third base. Looking for him. Outfielders, here's your projected starting four. Adolis Garcia, Leody Taveras, Evan Carter, and Travis Jankowski.
I like the fact that Jankowski's back. I love what he brought off the bench. You're going to see, I would think you see a lot of Travis starting out against left-handed pitching and then Evan Carter taking a lot of the righties, but slowly just because of now coming up through the minors, Evan Carter, they always talked about he's going to struggle against left-handed pitching. And what you saw,
and he did.
What you saw in that short run and then the playoff run was they just ended up facing a lot of right-handed pitchers. I do believe with his ability to know the strike zone that he will quickly get over this. He can't hit left-handers. I think right now the only thing that I see that's causing him is he's got a little bit of a dip in his natural swing, which causes a little bit of a hole that a left-hander can take advantage of. In other words, he can know it's a strike, but also know he can't hit it.
Right.
And I think that's something that will, given an off season, I would imagine that gets cleared up pretty quickly. So people have been talking about that. I don't have as much worry with that with Evan Carter. Do I expect him to be the all-amazing everything guy? No, I don't. His pop that he showed, which is good, but his ability to get on base and his ability to hit for doubles, I think that's what we're going to end up seeing a lot more out of him than him just sending balls, more than just one occasion out of the ballpark. And his speed, his defense, his everything else, just fine with that.
Yeah, nobody questions his defense or his speed on the bases. The only issue that, like you mentioned, the club's going to have, what they're going to pay attention to in the spring, is how he can hit against left-handers, because that's really the only deficiency in his game. And by the way, he is still the team's number 6 prospect.
Yes.
As a prospect. We're talking about him making the opening day roster after playing in the postseason as a 22-year-old.
Well, I mean, when you're like 5 for 5 in your first official postseason game or whatever he was. You're just like, okay, I guess you can play.
Yeah.
Things that people are going to have to get used to, though, is that you're going to have to get used to, again, as we were watching him throughout his career and his rise up to this monster that he is Adolis Garcia will have some slumps on you. We don't remember that because he was, Godzilla at the plate.
Senor Artubre.
So, but just know, especially if you're a fresh and new bandwagon fan, we welcome you aboard. Texas Rangers fans have never been the one to go about, oh, you're just now getting here? No, we
don't care.
We're glad you're here.
Climb aboard.
Congratulations. You want to know anything? Either watch or we'll tell you. That's fine.
Sorry, go ahead.
But just know that Adolis Garcia will go on some slumps on you, and it'll be a time where maybe he can't hit all the baseballs out of the ballpark, but then he goes on hot streaks to where you don't think a baseball's ever going to make it by him without going into the stands. So that's something to look out for. But the other thing that we on this show have been telling you for about a year now with these Texas Rangers, I actually thought that, good God, he might have a chance to make it onto that playoff roster last year. It's how much I thought of him. We got a kid that might be on his way of making this roster that looks like, well, he's built like a brick outhouse.
It's a big dude, man.
And defense ain't bad, but his stick is it's a piece of lumber rolling out there doing some major damage. That's one Wyatt Langford.
Man, and the fact that we're just talking about him even making the opening day roster, which he could, is insane, right? So the Rangers, surprisingly, still have one of the better farm systems, the better prospect pipelines. Now it's loaded top heavy.
Right.
They've got a lot of the top 20, 50, and beyond that, it's a little But you just won the World Series. And you used a lot of guys as trades.
Right.
And you've still got 2 or 3 of the top 50 in the pipeline, MLB pipeline. That's got to feel good. And Wyatt Langford is one of those dudes.
The guy that when you saw him play in college, you were like, oh, dear.
Did you watch a lot of him at Florida?
You know what? I did, because one of my buddies that I play Call of Duty and stuff with, Tyler Daniel, he's a big
college. Is that Pootie or Poontang?
No, he's actually just when I bring him up, he's just Tyler.
Okay, just Tyler.
He's
all
just
right.
Tyler. But yeah, no, he's a big baseball fan. He lives in Florida, right? So just hearing him talk about this guy, I was like, oh, I got to go check him out. And then seeing what he was doing there, I was just, wait, what?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, his bat through the zone, you could tell, looked different than everybody else at the plate. And, big, thick kid that could move, arm, everything. Yeah. And then when the Rangers, picked him up in the draft, and I was like, well, wait, what'd we do? The guy that
we were ecstatic, right?
Yes, the guy that I was like, wait, we got that guy? That guy's going to be a stud. Normally, you don't think that about anybody picked up, in the draft, in the MLB draft. You don't know.
No.
My brain was already like, oh, dear. Yeah, that guy was mesmer freaking, because there was nothing you could do against him at all. There was just not. He was going to kill the baseball.
Yeah. So I, of course, covered the Aggies in the SEC for Aggies SI, allaggies.com, and, of course, him playing for Florida. I got to see him in the SEC tournament. Mm-hmm. I got to see him against the Aggies every time. And, dude, once he got drafted, even after coming to the Rangers in the draft, dude, he blew through the minors.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he dominated every level of the minors. He ended up only playing, 5 games in AAA?
Uh-huh.
Like, holy crap. And not that there's a lot of room in the outfield with the Rangers, because there's not. But that's a great problem to have. He is the number 6 overall prospect in all of baseball in the MLB 100. he's 22. And this is your future right here. As much as Evan Carter is, but he's better than Evan Carter.
I think so.
He's more polished than
Evan
Evan Carter.
I love Evan Carter. I think so. Also, I love Leody Taveras. I don't think he makes it past the trade deadline. I think Leody's going to end up finding him a new team.
I'm actually surprised Leody's here now.
Right.
I thought he would have been gone in the offseason. And maybe they're waiting for Langford. Maybe they're waiting for him to show a little bit more, for him to come up before they trade Taveras. And you know what? Using him as trade bait, you're going to get a ton back. And I'm okay with that. I got no problem with that whatsoever. So look for, can you imagine next year come September when the Rangers are rolling into the playoffs and you've got Carter and Langford on your roster with Garcia, who's rolling into his best time of the season. And now you've got DeGrom back. You've got Scherzer back. You've got your starting pitching. You've still got Dane Dunning. You've still got Nathan Eovaldi, John Gray, Andrew Haney, Corey Bradford. Don't forget Tyler Mahle. We just got Tyler Mahle. He's re-signed.
Right.
And then you've got a bullpen, Josh Spores, who won you the World Series, by the way.
Yep.
That's a trivia question. David Robertson, Jonathan Hernandez, Jose Leclerc, Brock Burke, Kirby Yates, Antoine Kelly, and Grant Anderson. Dude, this team is poised to do it again.
It is.
And my baseball nipples are hard right now.
Can't wait. So we will be doing our best to covering the action that's going on for during spring trading for your Texas Rangers. We will also be trying our best to get on some folks that we know in the radio business that will be out at spring training to let us know what they're seeing out there. And
how much do we have to pay? How much do we have to pay those guys, you think?
I think if I just talk to them real nice, I can get those guys.
We don't have to give them Maggiano's $100 gift certificate or anything?
I don't think so.
All right. Just checking. I mean, because those are all nice guys. I just don't want to assume. All right. You ready?
I am ready. Yes. Welcome into, I don't know why I'm doing
Why are you starting the show again?
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you for making us sound good. News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internet.
I'm the one drinking.
And by God, I found it. You know, I've got a set intro.
You do.
On everything, and yet
you didn't go with it.
Sometimes my brain offers me the intro for a different segment. So, let's go to, where the hell is this at?
Florida.
The Indian city of Poon.
You okay over there?
No.
What are you doing?
We're going to Poon.
All right.
It's a place. Poon. Pune.
I think I dated her.
Yeah. So, apparently a thing in Poon.
Huh.
I'm going to struggle with this name.
Hoping for that later.
Yeah. A thing in Poon is a mosquito.
Is that the same as a mosquito?
No.
Okay.
Well, kind of.
All right.
It's kind of like a Sharknado, but mosquitoes. And you can see over the city of Poon these swirling vortexes against the skyline.
I wish you would have sent me video of this.
The swirling vortex is a towering swarm of mosquitoes. And I swear to God, looks like it's going to be in the next Twisters movie.
It's going to be bad, by the way.
I'm going to go watch it. Residents compare the site to a tornado, while others have warned that the quantity of biting insects poses a serious danger due to the diseases they spread. You don't say. A swarm of mosquitoes big enough to dot the sky.
Everybody likes mosquitoes, Colby.
Is somehow bad. This is going to be a movie now. Now the city of Poon is going to be it's going to be the site for a new movie where the mosquito By the way, I'm going to start a barbecue joint. I'm going to start a barbecue joint called the Mesquite NATO.
No, we're just going to go to a barbecue place and invent a dish called the Mesquite NATO. It's like it's a burrito and a taco and everything together.
All cooked on mesquite.
Yes. In Florida.
Mesquite NATO. This thing, I can't imagine. I can't imagine looking and going, what the hell is that? And somebody going, that's mosquitoes. You're shitting me. Because it does. It looks like a funnel cloud working its way up to the sky. And it's not debris or anything. It's pure mosquito. I can't imagine getting hit by the funnel of that. Can you imagine not knowing what's going on? You turn around, you just get hit.
Are these mosquitoes moving like at the rate of a tornado?
Yes, in a vortex.
And they hit you in the face?
They just fly at you.
Close your mouth.
Man, you're going to eat so many mosquitoes.
Probably already have. Riding my motorcycle.
Yeah, so there you are.
Mosquito vortex.
The mosquito vortex is happening in Poon.
I call that band name, by the way.
I just call the band name Poon.
Poon?
Yeah.
Hey, come see Poon Saturday live.
Pet baby dolls.
Would any chicks come to that?
To Poon?
To Poon? I mean, it'd be all dudes, right?
It'd be a select few chicks.
That are looking for Poon?
Yeah, they're looking for
Yeah,
Poon.
I'm out.
Let's go to
I'll convert
Florida, where, oh, dear God.
You're doing it.
Going to Florida because Florida's America's Wang, and apparently their school districts aren't any better.
Jesus.
As a Florida school district is drawing fire for asking parents to consent. They sent out an actual consent form wanting to make sure there was a permission slip that they had to sign that was wanting to give permission for this, or else the child would not participate, as they asked, I shit you not, they asked for permission if it was okay if an African American author read his book to the class. That was in the permission slip. The book being of simple, just a good book to read, not like, hey, he's going to read his version of sex to your kids or something.
So the book's not questionable.
The book's not questionable.
Okay, that was my question. Like, well, it depends on what did he write.
No. The question was, because he's an African American author.
Are you allowed to ask that?
It's still 2024, right?
I mean, yeah, we just talked about Frederick Douglass earlier. I feel like all of his work was for naught.
Just, yeah,
So the entire question was because, wait, where was this?
This was in Florida.
So they're in Florida.
Right.
And the school wants to know it's okay if we bring a black guy in to read his book.
That's what the permission slip asked. Now, the school, the district spokesperson said, we realize that the description of the event may have caused confusion, and we are working with our schools to reemphasize the importance of clarity for parents. The permission slip...
There's no clarity.
The permission slip asked, it said, sign below if you give permission to whoever child to sit in class while title of author, an African-American author, reads his book and answers question in the class.
Colby, have you ever heard of the Emancipation Proclamation?
I don't think Florida has.
I mean, who's getting fired for that? Like, for even writing that or questioning that? Like, someone's getting fired, right?
Yes, you would think.
Holy mother of God.
They did make an arrest.
Wait. Were there any dissenting votes? Like, would anybody send them back and go, nah, man, my kid ain't doing that?
Why
did I just sound black when I just did that?
I didn't check that part of it. Because I didn't even want to know, to be honest with you.
I mean, you're giving me the option. All right, that's just stupid.
So,
Go Abraham Lincoln.
arrest has been made in the theft of the torching of the Jackie Robinson statue. Did you hear about this?
Yes, we talked about this.
Yes. Well, an arrest has been made. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that part.
Okay, so Wichita Police Chief Joe Sullivan said it was only the first arrest, as a 45-year-old man who was arrested in the theft of the bronze Jackie Robinson statue that was cut off at the ankles and found days later smoldering in a trash can in a city park in Kansas. Rick Alderete was taken into custody earlier this month in a kidnapping case and charged Monday with 4 counts stemming from the theft and a 2022 case.
So wait, you said it was smoldering. Were they
Yes.
trying to melt it
Yes.
for the money?
Apparently, it was not a hate-motivated crime. They were just rather trying to melt it down for the metal.
So they're not pro resegregating baseball.
Correct.
I mean, that's good.
Even though I don't know how when you took a statue, you got arrested for kidnapping, but I guess I need to read more of the story.
Wait, is Jackie Robinson alive inside the statue?
Maybe so, maybe.
Is his head frozen? And we just didn't know about it this whole time?
They kidnapped him. You bastard.
Stay hard, Jackie.
So there you go.
Now he's burned.
Uh-huh. That's news and notes, everybody.
For the love of God, Colby. Jackie Robinson should still be alive, I'm just saying.
Watch out for mosquitoes.
Are those coming to Texas, you think?
No, I think you have to go to Poon to get them.
I mean, I've had poon, but I never saw a mosquito in it.
Well, good for you.
Have you? Have you ever had mosquito in your poon?
I have not.
I mean, it's not a thing.
No,
I
it's
guess
not.
you have to live in poon to see the mosquito vortex.
I guess we need to ask Gerb if he's ever seen a mosquito.
Because he's constantly in poon.
That's right.
Oh, my God, that's going to do it for the Colby Sabanini Card Tim Show. We got to end it on that. We will be back on Monday with another Colby Sabanini Card Tim Show. We can't promise that we'll do better, but we can promise we'll try. And that's what we do around here. Until then, I'm IndyCar Tim. That is Colby Sabin. We'll do better next time, whatever.